All right, we want to solve this triangle, which means find all the missing sides and the missing angles. I've got one angle here given, and I want to find the other missing angle. So 90 minus 40 gives me a 50-degree angle up here. And we can go after either one of these sides, doesn't really matter, but we have the hypotenuse. So just a reminder of our trig functions and which side ratios that they give. So SOHCAHTOA, I've got the hypotenuse, so I'm going to use either sine or cosine, depending on what I pick here. Let's use the 40-degree angle as my reference angle, and we're going to go after AC first. So if I go after AC, that's the adjacent side to the 40-degree angle, which means I'm going to use cosine because that relates the adjacent to the hypotenuse. So cosine of 40 equals the adjacent to the hypotenuse. Multiply both sides by 3. I get 3 times the cosine of 40 is going to give me that missing side AC. Bring in my calc. 3 times the cosine of 40, so use your parentheses. Enter the angle first on these scientific calculators, and then take the cosine of that thing. Close your parentheses. Check your calculator syntax. Make sure that it's exactly what you want. We got 3 times the cosine of 40. That's what I want. Gives me about 2.298, so about 2.30 when I round. All right, again, that's a rounded value, so try not to use that rounded value in your next calculation. Try to use an exact value, which we have in the hypotenuse. Let's stick with the 40-degree angle for a reference angle. Doesn't really matter. You can do it a bunch of different ways. You can even use Pythagorean theorem, but we're going to stick with the trig. So 40 is my reference angle. Now we're going after the side that's opposite that. So opposite, the ratio of the opposite to the hypotenuse is my sine function. So the sine of my 40-degree angle is the ratio of the opposite compared to the hypotenuse. So there's my equation. Multiply both by 3. 3 times the sine of 40, bring in your calc. 3 times, use your parentheses. It's a 40-degree reference angle, and I want the sine of that. Close your parentheses. So check up here again with your syntax. 3 times the sine of 40 is exactly what I want. That gives me about 1.93 rounded. So 1.93 is approximately the length of that missing side.